How were you able to be a good partner for one of us here on the podcast? That's me. Not a good partner.
Oh, well, if you let the other person's interest over yourself, you'll probably be doing better.
Okay. Well, that's not going to happen. All right. So
this partnership is all about forgiveness and compromise. You're going to have to forgive me that I don't compromise. That's what this is.
Oh, there we go.
There you go.
All right, now we're talking. We're getting closer. Still no. All right, on to the next question. No, I'm kidding. This is great. Obviously, I begged Alan to come on this podcast with me 4.5 years ago. The journey's been amazing. Talking to a lot of people about the pod when people listen in, they're like, boy, you guys are just a little bit different than everybody else. I'm like, absolutely. That's what I wanted, man. And I said, and if it was just me, it would be boring as, yeah, that's right. So it would not be as fun.
Oh,
yeah. It's all right, buddy. Okay, now back to James.
Cindy, you can cut out the softness from Chris.
That was enough. Yeah, I just showed a moment of weakness, Cindy. Cut that out quickly. Yeah. Quickly.
The bourbon talking again.
And get back to work. And get back to work. Damn it. Slaves, get back to work.
Welcome to the Small Business Safari, where I help guide you to avoid those traps, pitfalls, and dangers that lurk when navigating the wild world of small business ownership. I'll share those gold nuggets of information and invite guests to help accelerate your ascent to that mountaintop of success. It's a jungle out there, and I want to help you traverse through the levels of owning your own business that can get you bogged down and distract you from hitting your own personal and professional goals. So strap in, adventure team, and let's take a ride through the safari and get you to the mountaintop.
Alan, you ready to get going?
We've already been going.
We have been going. We got to get rocking and rolling, everybody. It is a great day if you're driving in your truck trying to make it happen today. Hopefully you're not slipping and sliding through all the snow we had here in the U.S. A big snowstorm came flying through. We had a little ice here in the Atlanta area. For those who are overseas, yes, people in the south of Atlanta, south of the U.S. do not know how to drive in this shit at all. So just
nobody knows how to drive in ice.
Well, that's true.
I mean, we had an ice storm.
We did, but unfortunately, what happened is everybody down here is so petrified because we had the snowpocalypse. Go look it up. It's called YouTube.
Snowmageddon.
You can go look up an SNL skit, Saturday Night Live skit, which was awesome. Yes, and my Escalade. I went to the safest place I could find. Go check it out. SNL skit.
Cocaine.
Statons cocaine. That's exactly right.
That's right.
But what happened was nothing had dropped. The roads were as dry as it could be. It was 40 degrees, and I had people driving with their hazards on, Alan. Driving with your flipping hazards on.
Were they student drivers?
I did not
an inside joke.
Yeah, so inside joke here in Atlanta, if you slap a bumper sticker on your car that says student driver, everybody thinks that you're just not going to bother with them. But what happens is, what do you do when you have 2, then 3, and then our all-time record, what Alan was?
4.
Yes, and Alan saw 4 student driver stickers on the back of their car.
I gave him
Are you 4 times more apprehensive? So, man, but we are not student drivers here. We are getting you guys up that mountaintop, man. We have some great success. If you're listening and you haven't subscribed to the newsletter, our newsletter dropped. We're going to have a special episode coming out talking about the newsletter where I'm going to banter back and forth talking about strategies we can have for strategic planning for an annual vision.
Oh. Who are you bantering back and forth with?
That's you, Big Al.
Oh, I guess I would prepare.
Wow, 4.5 years. Okay, so we're just getting to know each other. All right, Alan, let's get to it. I'm feeling like we got to switch over and get live.
Let's do it.
Like that?
I did.
All right, LiveSwitch. James Hatfield is joining us.
He's like,
James,
what have I done?
Welcome to the show.
What have you done, James?
Our fellow Ashevillean from Asheville, North Carolina. Welcome, James Hatfield, to the show.
Well, thanks for having me. What we'd probably say is I've put my foot in it.
Yes, you have. He is from the South, and he says that's exactly what it is. I put my foot in it. You had. He goes, what did I get myself into? Our good friend, Matthew Eifert of Lighting Pros, and has his own Pillars of Purpose podcast, which is also an excellent podcast if you guys want to check one out. He's a great man, a great person, and unfortunately, James got introduced to us, and we are neither of those. So we got to get going.
Kind of like dollar cost averaging.
Yes, that's what we're doing.
Yeah.
So you got a full $1, and now you're getting 0. So 50 cents on the dollar, you can feel bad.
Not bad.
James, welcome to the show. Tell us a little bit about what LiveSwitch is and how you get into all this.
I never meant to be in all this. I I grew up in the house my dad built, and was born and worked with my hands. And I used to own and operate painting and power washing companies. And I thought I'd be doing that the rest of my life. I'm good with my hands. So
and now you're high tech.
I'm a high tech dude now, and I never meant to be ever.
So let's talk about that, because we talk a lot about, as everybody knows on the pod, I got a handyman company, and I went from the corporate world to putting my hands on things, and Alan also corporate world to starting his own business. You went from working, and you're like, okay, well, your clear path was just to own your own painting and pressure washing business. Hey, that sounds like a clear path to go. A lot of people are doing it, can make some good money, have a great living, and you said, let's not do that. Let's go try the high tech world.
Well, I'm assuming that he noticed a need. There was a pain point. Is that where it all came from?
Well, I would go to my bookkeeper, and they would speak English to me, and I didn't know a word they were saying because I didn't grow up with finance background. I was like, that's not going to be good for me. So I sucked it up and went to business school while I was running my companies, because if I can't speak the language of finance as I'm running this thing, I don't want to run this thing into the ground. Like, I want to know if I'm making money or losing money. I don't want to just rely on somebody else to tell me. Hindsight's 2020. I probably could have just relied on somebody, but that's where I went back to business school, learned the language of it. And I met my now business partner. He was running landscaping companies, and he was putting himself, finishing up a degree at Duke University, getting his MBA. And he built this technology that you could take an income statement and balance sheet and run it through it, and it would tell you in plain language exactly how you're doing. And I was like, I love this. This is why I'm going to school. Like, I love this. And he's like, well, you want to try to sell it? I was like, well, I can sell painting and power washing. I don't know if I can sell software. I don't even have a computer in my company. I mean, I've got Nextel walkie-talkies, the yellow pages, carbon copy. I have guns, like paint guns and paint and water guns. That's what I do. But I believe in this. Like, I think this is the rest of my blue collar folks would love this. And so, because I had passion about it, when you're passionate about something, you got a mouth that won't shut up, you might sell something. So I ended up joining with him, and we took that company from nothing, an incubator, to Inc. 500 for 3 years, one of the fastest growing companies in the country for 3 years. And we sold it to KKR. It's a multi-billion-dollar company now.
KKR, multi-billion-dollar company. So, little fun fact, KKR was the original Barbarians at the Gate. Look the book up, look the movie up. They invented basically the private equity that we know today. They were I guess you can call them the grandfathers of it, because it was back in the 70s when it started. So you guys got bought by KKR. Well done. That is like going to the pinnacle. Give him claps around the board, people. He's done it. Started it, planted the flag. Truly is a successful entrepreneur. So,
what's that like?
Yeah.
Can you help us? Just tell us what's
I'm definitely not jealous, Alan.
No, well, they don't tell you what it's like to sell a company when you like to work with your hands, because when you sell it and they take it from you, then you go through like post-mortem, like, what did I do? And what am I going to do? I'm not going to sit there and do nothing. That's not me.
Sit on the beach, play golf. Pina coladas. Come on, man.
That's not where I come from, man. Like, I'm a builder of things. Like, that's what you would expect. But then there's a whole like psychological thing. And I've been talking to a lot of business owners about, I'm helping businesses exit and do well with that, but preparing them what it means for you mentally when you sell something that you built and you've got your blood, sweat, and tears on. But we got into philanthropy after that. Business partners started an organization called Inmates to Entrepreneurs. I came up here to Asheville and started a bunch of churches out here. I go into hospice and sing to people and different things like that. And then my business partner called me, and he got on a TV show called Free Enterprise on ABC television. That Inmates to Entrepreneurs became a TV show. And that, again, was not on my bingo card to see that. And he calls me and says, hey, I bought a company. I want you to come and let's do round 2. And I was like, well, I'm too young to hang up my boots. Let's do it. So
Alan, I don't feel less than. I don't know about you, but
I want to do over. I need a boy.
Yeah,
another guest who's just way better than us.
I mean, and giving back. You talked about one.
He's at hospice. I mean, my God.
That is God's work right there.
That is.
My mother was in hospice. That is just not an uplifting area you want to be in.
No, those people are angels. You
They
Yeah.
really are.
No, they are. You want to see heaven on earth walk in there. And then
Yep.
I get to walk in with my kids and I got my guitar and we're singing around somebody. And sometimes I don't even make it into the room. They're gone. I say I'm the Walmart greeter to heaven. So, I'm going to sing you one last song. And I don't know. I felt compelled last year to start one. Like I grew up not around religion. I don't want to make this about religion, but like I grew up atheist, but like I just felt compelled. I've been around so much death that I was like, I think I got to go in there. And on a church playbook, you're not going to grow the people, and you're probably not going to grow your money. So it doesn't make any sense. And I'm like, I don't care.
Yeah, right.
I
'cause
don't care.
It's not like you're going to get repeat business.
No, I'm not getting repeat business.
I feel like I can laugh about that because
I am staying away from these jokes.
all right,
I just want you to know I'm going official.
This is where I tell my daughter, I'm like, wives, am I right? And she goes, you better not be saying that on podcasts. I'm like, oh, okay.
And you just did.
I just did again. I said, and Ella goes, I'm not biting. She goes, yeah, Dad, you should never say that. I said, okay, I won't again. Of course, I just did. All right, back to James. James, wow, just amazing work that you're doing.
We even got to what he's doing now.
I know. Well, yeah. All right, what are you
He's
doing
pretty
now?
potted the table.
Yeah.
I'm going to take my toys and go home. I don't even have any
I'm
toys.
taking my ball. I'm going. I don't have. Yeah, right.
Well, get your bourbon ready because I got a little bit of a long story long for you.
All right,
What I'm doing
we're
now.
drinking, ready to go.
Top it off, right?
All right.
Turn it up, everybody. Turn it up in the truck. Let's listen.
So my business partner buys this company. And it's all computer scientists. It's out of Vancouver, Canada. And I'm like, what did you buy? So I start meeting all these nerds, and they're speaking English to me again. And I'm like, I don't know what they're saying. I'm like, but you guys got to explain it to me like I'm 5. Well, this company has been around 16 years and we've seen our stuff and you used it and you didn't know it was us. Like we did the Super Bowl the last 3 years. We're going to do it again next week. MLB ballpark, if you go and scan a QR code and they put you on the Jumbotron, we powered that. We do stuff with like Department of Defense. Like if you, like during COVID, we powered the NBA bubble and, like WWE wrestling, we filled up the Tampa Arena with screens and piped fans. And so how I got back into the trades, and I'm glad I did because this is where I belong, is I got a little knock on the door from the chief of police in Washington, D.C. to reinvent our nation's 911 phone call, as one does, right? So the idea was, hey, everybody's carrying around 3 to 5 cameras in their pocket. How can we use this to stream to the police car, fire truck, or emergency medical so the guys can see what they're driving into? It's called situational awareness. So I woke up at like 3 a.m. about 4 years ago, and I was like, I got it. The cell phone that you have has 3 channels. It has a telephony channel when you're talking on the phone. It has a SMS text channel. And it has a data channel. So when you call 911, you're on the phone. And so I was like, well, I can go in through the text channel, and then from the text channel, I can get into the data channel. And when I get into the data channel, I can stream this video anywhere in the world. In this case, a fire truck, police car, emergency medical. And there's no app. And I had to come up with a way with no app, because you don't have time to download an app when you're compromised. You have to make it stupid simple, because when you're compromised, you can't think. So we found a way, just tap the text, you're in it, I connect it, and it's all tuned up for remote assistance. So the next question was, well, who else can use this no app? You see what I see. And I met this guy who takes care of the Tennessee Titans, the NFL football team. And he's been an FBI for 20 years. He does all the security there in the arena. And I'm talking to him and I'm showing him our emergency stuff. And he's like, oh, this is pretty cool. But he's like, I got a stupid question. I'm like, what is that? He's like, can I just text my guy across the arena when the trash cans fall over and he can show me? That way I don't have to hop in my little golf cart, because that would help me. And that's when I had this like eureka moment of like, oh, this is like I used to run my companies on Nextel walkie-talkies. I could talk to all my crews. I was like, this is this generation's Nextel walkie-talkie with all these cameras.
That's right. I agree, because I FaceTime with my guys in the field to look at something, and I don't have to drive across Atlanta traffic, which, again, in Atlanta, it's the only city you can be in Atlanta and still be an hour away from Atlanta. So instead of me trying to drive over there, they FaceTime me, and you can give them advice, expertise, and answers. But that's FaceTime. That's an app. That's on an iPhone. You're saying no app, and you can do this.
No app. I don't care what computer you're on, tablet, phone. And then, so our stuff, the way I explain it is, imagine FaceTime. And there's this little thing that came out in the last couple of years called AI. We wrapped it in, like, imagine FaceTime and ChatGPT got together, had a baby, and made it for the trades. That's LiveSwitch. This thing fixed my toilet yesterday.
Okay, explain that.
Yep. So we go in and we just had the ice storm, right? And my son comes over. He's like, Daddy, the toilet's not flushing. So I go in there and I take the lid and I'm picking up and down the, the internal parts because I just figured, the water wasn't going. And then I go down and undo the water and nothing's coming through. And I'm like, God, my guess is maybe we got a frozen pipe or something. And I've never had a frozen pipe in this house in years. So I was like, oh, I'm not sure. Of course, I'm checking for leaks everywhere. And so I grab our LiveSwitch, and we have all different kinds of ways to use it. This is the on-site use that I'm talking about right now. Is I clicked instantly record. I took a 30-second video saying, here's my toilet. Like, I've tried this, I've tried that, I've tried this. We've just got ice. Maybe it's frozen. Like, I'm not sure what's going on. I then go in and write a prompt that says, diagnose and fix my toilet. And I run it. In about couple minutes, not too long, I get a report back. And I was like, I got to go back to work. So I copy and paste it and give it to my wife, who is not handy at all. And she just followed the steps. And she sent me a text back of a video. And she's like, we got running water. So,
all right. Well,
Chris,
I want to know,
Chris,
what was it?
You just got replaced.
I know.
I think your whole industry just got wiped out.
No. Oh my God. Yeah.
I think so.
What was it? I'm dying to know what it was.
So the system said, hey, start putting some space heaters up, get a hair dryer and start going against the wall a little bit. And if that doesn't do it, then it wanted her to turn off the water, unscrew, and just lightly turn the water on and get a bucket to see if the pipe was still going. But as she was heating up everything and doing, it had her like taking the dryer against the wall, hair dryer, and then boop, here comes the water. So we had a little bit of a frozen pipe.
Hiring the right people shouldn't feel overwhelming. At Smart Hire Solutions LLC, they take a smarter, more human approach to hiring. Smart Hire Solutions helps you get the right candidates, carefully vets, presents only the best fits for sales roles, lead technicians, key team members, in-home services, construction, and many more. No resume pile nightmares, no wasted time. Today's labor market is tough to navigate, and having the Smart Hire Solutions LLC team on board makes it smooth sailing. Founder Tina McKenna brings decades of real-world experience, not only in recruiting, but in marketing. She runs this thing like a business that's involved with you. Check out their fresh approach at yoursmarthire.com. That's yoursmarthire.com. Or connect with Tina McKenna on LinkedIn. That's Tina McKenna with Smart Hire Solutions, LLC, yoursmarthire.com. Holy cow. And this is LiveSwitch, not an app. But you're saying, all right, so if I have a handyman business, hypothetically, thank you.
You used to, apparently.
Right. Well, hang on. I'm all for the DIY.
Obsolete.
I'm all for the DIY. But you're saying like somebody could say, call the Trusted Toolbox or go to my Trusted Toolbox website and say, hey, now what? And you say, turn on LiveSwitch and do this. And then AI would say, try these steps before you.
So I sell this to the trades and not directly to people, right? So I'm making your Iron Man suit. We're not going to get rid of. We're not going to get rid of Tony Stark. You're still safe.
Thank you.
Thank God.
God, because Tony needs a new Maserati.
Yeah. So we're not getting rid of Tony Stark, right? But what I'm doing is I've got the video and AI for it, and like we're under the hood of Service Titan, Jobber, Job Nimbus, Albiware, HubSpot, all the rest. There's not many companies in the whole world that do live video, and especially live video with AI. I just happen to be the guy that came off the ladder, luckily, and was like, oh, I'm going to come here and make this for my tradespeople first, right? And so this can do all kinds of stuff. So what happens if someone called the Trusted Toolbox and their toilet was not working or whatever's going on, right? I mean, what you do, sit there, first thing you do, like, can I send you a text message, Mr. or Mrs. Future Customer? Yes. You send them a text right through your computer, goes to any kind of phone they have, they tap it, just like the 911 call, right? They show you, and it's tuned up, like on their end, it's the reverse of a FaceTime call. They see themselves large and you small, and we put up a virtual background. They can connect with you because the first thing is people buy from people they trust. And then you as a handy person, like having someone try to explain what's going on, murder, right? Unless they're handy themselves. But if they were, they probably wouldn't call you. So they're usually probably not handy. So now they can go over to the problem and you have laser guidance where you can go this way, go that way, hold still. It records the whole session. You can take remote photos. You can share your screen. All gets recorded in case they want to show their spouse, partner, friend, whatever. Or you got to send it to insurance if it's a bigger problem. And then you can see everything, and then you can run an AI report on that entire session and whatever you want it to do. Write my CRM entry for this, because I've never met a contractor who likes to write a CRM entry. Give me the budget, give me the timeline. You can tell it where you shop. Like I've got an electrician that tells him 3 places it shops. It brings all the local, for that job, it links to the local Home Depot in his case. Anything you want. Analyze me as a salesperson. Tell me how to fix this. This thing fixed my HVAC system from a 30-second video the other day. So,
I'm impressed.
Oh, dude. So I knew when we got into the moving industry first, I had this mover, serious guy, puts on these conferences. He's like my first home service guy. He's like, James, you're sitting on liquid gold. He's like, I'm going to use this to save me a trip in the truck, especially driving across Atlanta, for a tire kicker who might not even do work. 2, if it's a small job, I can bid in my sleep. If I can see it, I can bid it, I can win it, and then I can just drive out and do the work. Or the middle layer is, oh, that's a bigger job. You're worth the trip. So now I'm going to come out there.
Right.
And so,
yeah, exactly. Yeah, I mean, your decision making still now brought back to both of you. You and the.
I think he just bought one of these.
I think he just sold it. Because I got to get it with my software company and say, guys, you got to put this in your software. Let's go.
Yep. Well, I have an open API, so we can bolt it right under there. And
oh boy. Okay. Yep. All right. So
listen to him talk tech.
Yeah, I know that was cool.
He said works with hands.
He flexed there, didn't he? A little bit.
It's just really
that was
real
a little bit
casual.
No, he doesn't have the Duke MBA, but he has an MBA, so he's showing off a little bit.
He's got somebody behind the curtain though that he's like, "Can you do this?" And
I do.
You've got nerds on staff.
Right? I have nerds. See, I can speak the language of the blue collar, like living on the ladder, but these nerds can't. So we actually send our nerds to some of our customers to work a day there, because I'm like, you guys all have soft hands. Like, you need to go out there and so we don't allow any technical talk in our program. Everything has to be dead simple. If it's not simple, we don't put it in because it won't get used. Like, we design for my business partner and I's people. Like, it's where we come from. So they can translate for us, we can translate for them. And that has been a really good marriage.
Give us some more examples. I'm just jonesing on some of these examples.
Which, by the way, if you go to his website, I think you have 6 testimonials or not case studies, but just different business. And a couple of them are movers. I watched all of them. They're great.
I've got tons more we don't even have up there. And we got guys now.
They were fun to watch.
It's crazy. Yeah, it's been really encouraging. I mean, I think some of the stuff that's been most heartwarming is I got a sole entrepreneur. He hangs TVs and puts speakers in, and it's just him in a truck, and he's in kind of a metro area like you are. He's like, James, the best thing about your stuff? He's like, I'm a single dad with a 2-year-old daughter. He's like, I save 2 hours a day driving, and I get to spend it with her. And I was like,
oh,
you got me.
That's the awe moment that's the sitcom awe moment right there.
So that tells me this is not prohibitively expensive.
No, I mean it that way. Everyone's like, you should make it cost more. I'm like, no, it's already death by subscription. I deal with lots of folks that their business is small and they're trying to make payroll. Like, I used to try to make payroll. Like, if I couldn't make payroll the next week, I literally went out on the weekends and door knocked to get jobs for my guys. Because I'm like, I'm not missing payroll. We're eating good over here. And so it's just one of those things like, yeah, it costs about as much as it costs to fill up your F-150 per month. And I'm going to save you tons of trips. Like, yeah, I don't want to make it expensive. I never will.
So the way it works is customer contacts us at the Trusted Toolbox.
Yep.
So guys, we maybe haven't talked about this as much, but I just got done running our monthly numbers. We got over 500 incoming calls in a slow month of January, where it's slower here. And then we do try to sell out of the office, and if we can't do it, then we send an estimator. You're saying that I get on the phone, and the ladies say, do you mind if I send you a text message to your cell phone if you're at home? And you show me what you're looking at, and I can point you to these areas. We can talk about what you're trying to do. And then they don't have to have the expertise, although the ladies do have some good expertise in the home. Then we run an AI report, and here's the recommendations. You can either DIY it or based on our labor rates and what we do, it looks like it would be a handyman for a half day to knock this stuff out. Or can't figure it out, we're going to dispatch one of our estimators.
You're all over it. And then after you get out on dispatch, they go out there, they take out the camera, they record everything. And now you're bringing YouTube into your business. So if you ever go to sell your business, you've got everything documented, not just by the words, because you can ask the system, hey, document this process. But now you've got all your jobs, especially if you go back to that same residence a year later. Now you can see other work that you've done. And you can, like, I can literally walk through my house and take a video of every room, outside, inside, and I can how much to paint this house, how much to change out the lights, Like for our movers, you can walk around and say, this is going, that's going, this is going, that's going. It'll take the entire inventory, give them the cube sheets, the weights, and packing materials for that job. It's insane. Like, here's how I knew.
Wait, so that's happening via AI, or that's the person who's watching the video?
That's the person is just there to hold the camera around and say, this is going, that's going, this going. Then you run an AI prompt. We have an 11-page prompt for the moving industry, and it listens to everything you said, watches all the video, and then creates the entire inventory. And you see pictures of every piece as well, because it takes them hours to do. And so we're just trying to save keyboard time, be a copilot, like to make sure you have it right. But to your point, Chris, like then for some of your estimates, if they could see it from the customer's point of view, it might skip the trip, and you might be able to sell it right there and then be able to get them out there. And your estimator can take that recorded video and give it to the technician who can watch it before they go out. So the worst thing is to get out to a job site and forget some of the tools you thought you didn't. If you would have seen it, you're like, this is a
worst case. You can just ballpark it, right?
Yeah, I mean, well, in fact, a lot of things for handyman, we do put a ballpark on it when we estimate. Sometimes we do estimate it, but it's always, you don't know what's behind the walls sometimes. But a lot of times that's the customer trusting you, and you're like, all right, I'm going to let you open the wall up. And then when you open the wall up, he's like, oh my God, all the wood's gone. Yeah, it's going to be more money. Okay. And that's part of one of the things that struggles for us in AI is the it depends factor, because we do so many different things. But that being said, this would eliminate and start to build a lot of trust with people, because they just showed, because a lot of times people call up and say, hey, I just need you to change out a ceiling fan. All right. So right now I want everybody to picture a ceiling fan. Now I'm going to ask you a couple more questions. Is it in an 8-foot ceiling, a 10-foot ceiling, or is it in a vaulted ceiling? I'm going to ask you another question. Is it a 2-story in your master great room? Okay, another question. Is there a ceiling fan there today? Because a lot of people say sometimes, I just need to change out a ceiling fan. Do you have one today? No, it's a light. Okay, well, that's a different charge, because we got to put it there. So there's a lot of questions you have to ask. So we actually build those prompts through AI for our ladies. But you're right, AI could ask all those questions. But if you just showed me the picture, boom, analysis is done.
Yeah, picture's worth 1,000 words and a video's worth 10,000, right?
There's another component of this that at least I thought I saw on your website, which is you're recording conversations. And so I got the impression, and I'm sure, Chris, this has never happened to you, but you agree on something and then the customer tries to wriggle out of it or whatever. And so you've got it recorded.
Yep. You got it all recorded. You got an NFL instant replay. And if somebody not just says it, but let's say you get there and you fix the fan, they call you back and say, your guy put marks on my wall. Well, hold on a second. I check the video and I say, hey, like, this is you holding your own phone before we even got out there, and the marks were already there. I'm not going to be a nonprofit today.
That is actually that's a good one, and it's not that people try to do it nefariously all the time. I do think people do misremember the facts, and yes, we have actually gone down, because we do recall recordings and we use the recording call to say, well, as a matter of fact, you told us that you didn't want us to do that part. And would you like me to play that back for you? And the lady said no. So yes, it was an additional charge. But yeah, I mean, I think you're right. That eliminates a lot of confusion, because again, as contractors, we always think customers out there for the cheapest thing, customers out there trying to get something for nothing. But a lot of times they're just misremembering things. And if that helps them, they go, well, I guess it's what it is. I don't like it, but you're right. I'm wrong.
So
I do a final walk around my painting company, and sometimes people blame me for their gutters. I'm like, no, you just haven't looked at your house the same way now that it's beautiful. Now you're noticing the imperfections. Like, you didn't see that when your house didn't look so great.
You're right.
So what industries right now are you focused on? Obviously, moving is one of them.
Yep. Any home services. I have painters, plumbers, power washers, light guys, pest control, anybody in home services. I've got one of those. Our focus, because it's so wide right now, I would say we've got a big focus on movers, got a big focus on restoration, big focus on electricians. But I've got all kinds of different deals that come in. I mean, we're growing like a weed. I mean, we got thousands of users now. I'm hiring 5 to 10 sales guys a month. I've been doing that last 6 months for foreseeable future. We're growing like crazy. It's been
this is, guys, now I know why Matthew, yes, thank you, Matthew Eatford.
He's always right.
He is
We're
right.
always wrong.
He's another good person. I do feel less than him. No, Matthew's a great guy. But I know that's why he said, Chris, you really need to hook up with this guy because you're going to love what he's saying. And I can see you saying, I got to have this. And I'm like, yeah, all right, buddy. And I'm like, yeah. No, I'm like, yeah, I guess I got to have it.
And we've only just talked about sales. We haven't even talked about operations, marketing, repeat business. We're just getting warmed up.
Right. So let's get warmed up. So how else have you used it? And you're talking about the sales part. How else do you use it?
Operations, right?
Yeah, keep going.
Okay. So operations. So when you get on site, you do a pre-walk around. If you can't figure the dang thing out, now you can have a senior technician talking to the junior technician. Like when I had my Nextel walkie-talkies, I could talk to all my crews, but imagine one of the techs like, Chris, I can't figure this out. Well, now you can be anywhere. You send him a text and you're using it operationally to help your technician figure that out. Also, the tech can just document the work before and after. And if they're getting stumped, they can even run an AI prompt. Hey, help me with this. I think it might be this. They just talk to it. The technician should just talk to it. And the copilot is a really good word for this. So that's the operational side. Then when you're done with the work, we have QR codes that you can put on stickers and leave behind somewhere in the home, right? So if you ever have any more needs around the house, all you got to do is scan this QR code, put in your name, take a video, whatever it is, any time of day. I'll get that video. My team will review it. And then when I call you back, we can just tell you what it's going to be because we want to give the Amazon Prime experience. And what I don't want people doing is Googling handyman near me when I've already worked for you, right? I'm your handyman for life. And I want you to tell everyone you know about it and then stick these stickers up. So if a new tenant moves in or a new resident moves in, oh, I guess this is my handyman who knows my house. Yep. And then the final play at the plate is when you're done with the work, you can we have a star button. One of my power washers came up with this. Very cool. They were like, why can't you just connect this to my Google? So when you're done, you hit the star button, request a video review, and the customer gets a text. It says, hey, thank you for having us today. We enjoyed working with you. If you loved our service, can you leave us a quick 30-second or less video about your service? And you can say, oh, Chris and them, they fixed my light and they fixed my fan today. They were awesome. When you hit done, it goes right to your Google business profile. They can upload the video there, and a video is worth a ton to Google and the LLMs, and it usually keeps away the turkeys and the ding-dongs who want to say nasty stuff about your business. Usually people who are really happy are the ones willing to do more of a quick video like, I love this company.
Where are you publishing those video reviews?
Oh,
on your website?
Not to Google, right to Google. You just go claim on Google Maps, you claim your business, and then it just guides the customer right through it because Google's where the money is.
Yeah, right. Yeah, trust me. Follow the money. Yeah, and we know where it is. And Google is listening. I love that. I mean, everything about this so far. And like you said, you're growing like weeds. You're doing that. You said an open API. Currently, you've integrated with Jobber. That's one that I caught that I know of. Service Titan. Everybody knows that one because they're the big behemoth. So is that underlying in all those systems right now?
Yep. We're in tons of different systems. And that way you can go right through Jobber and do this stuff. You don't even have to leave, or Service Titan. You can request stuff from somebody. You can do a live call. You can request photos. And then it just shows right up under the hood, like in Jobber, as an example.
So I'm going to expose how dumb I am about AI because we talk about AI a lot. Is the AI that you're using, so let's say Chris hires you. Are we building an AI that's specific to him, or is it something that is a collective knowledge base from all of your service providers that are users, or is it just open?
We leave it open for whatever you want to ask it. And if you don't know what to do, just go to ChatGPT or Gemini and say, hey, I've got this software that I'm using to analyze it. Can you create a prompt for me? And I mean, the more you feed, like in LiveSwitch, it's wide open. So you can tell it your rates. You can give it examples of contracts. You can run different prompts on the same video. Hey, translate this to Spanish, or vice versa. I want you to write a simple contract out. Show me the scope of work. Write my CRM. Just tell it what you want, and it'll do whatever you want it to do from that video.
But at that point, it's not proprietary, or is it?
No, it's both.
Okay.
No, you can, and then you can reuse that prompt. So let's say you have one person in the company that loves writing prompts, and someone else in your company barely wants to even touch tech. Now, what they can do is just tap the record a video, and then hit a button that says, give me my CRM.
Wow, I just want to end this podcast and go figure out how to implement this one. So I'd love to keep talking, guys, but Chris is already moving on. So this is LiveSwitch. You can go check it out, liveswitch.com.
LiveSwitch.com.
It's pretty simple. That's where we started. We started simple. We're ending simple. We're not ending. I know. I want to keep going, but I really am actually a little distracted.
I felt like you're ending here.
Well, because I want to figure out how to implement it.
You're actually processing like me. I mean, this has blown you away, hasn't it?
It has. Yeah, I think this was really good. And this came from a Hatfield, not a McCoy. So we know what side we're on. That's right. So love that you guys are doing this and growing. So where do you want to take the business?
Wow. I want to touch more and more different pieces. Like I still have a big heart for the emergency response. I want to do something about all these school shootings. They're driving me nuts. We're probably not going to arm our teachers with AK-47s, but I can put QR codes anywhere in the building, and now everyone can scan it, and we can stream it right to the police officers so they can see what they're helping out with the school. That would be a dream. Definitely clinical. I would love to put this on anything like if I got diagnosed with diabetes and I got my first insulin pump and I don't know how to use it. Well, scan the QR code, live connect, and we can walk you through it. Or retail. Like I just ordered a new desk from IKEA and I can't figure out how to put the stupid thing together. Scan it, get some help. Insurance, put it on the windshield. Someone rear ends me, scan it, instant video, right to insurance. Like it's everywhere, man. It's everywhere. But I'm going to hang out in home services for quite a while first because this is where I come from and I want to really take on every home service first. And we may not expand beyond that, but I have a feeling we will probably become a bigger company than the last one that we took to multi-billion-dollar.
Yeah, it's sure. Yes, I agree.
And then he's going to be on the beach and playing golf.
I still think he's going to go back and he's going to have his kids singing, and he's going to do like the Jonas Brothers and have like, how many kids you got?
4.
Oh, dude, we got like a 70s rock band size. All right.
They all play bluegrass music.
All right.
Yeah, they all play bluegrass. We sing bluegrass. So I got banjo, fiddle, guitar, and they part harmony. I mean, Hatfield. Come on, Hatfield.
Yeah,
bluegrass. Right. That just has to be be something. But right now, you can catch our live events at the hospice if you'd like to come by and cry at the event.
Yeah. Oh. No, man. Like you said, that stuff right there shows the heart that you've got and the passion. You know, you started out talking about that, and people. I was just talking with 2 guys who said, "So what are the 2 things that you would say an entrepreneur has to have?" I said, first, you have to have passion for what you're going to do, because the work we do is just flipping hard. And there are going to be times where you just want to go, skip this, I'm out, especially making payroll. And I told him my story about payroll. You talked about door knocking. I'll tell you my story. I was in Atlanta and I had to get 20 miles, which is an hour and 10, to get a check. And the lady says, well, you could just pick up the check tomorrow. I said, no, it's no problem. I can pick it up today. Because if I didn't get that $5,000 check, guys weren't getting paid on Friday morning. I got there at 4:15 in Laurel Springs. You'll know where that is. Mm-hmm. I had to drive all the way to the back of that stupid subdivision, driving 22 miles an hour because 20 was the thing, and the cops were everywhere. And there were these little rent-a-cops in these gated subdivisions. I got the check. I get out, again, 20 miles an hour. And the bank closes at 4:30, and I got there at 4:29. They were going to close the door, and I'm knocking on it, and I had to give them the check. And they're like, oh, yeah. I'm like, really, I got to put this check in if you guys don't mind. I don't want to tell everybody, hey, I don't think I'm going to make payroll.
Right.
So I'm playing it all cool, right? But I made payroll. And that's what passion is. That's what stick-to-it is. And that's what fear does. I mean, that's where you got to keep driving, because a lot of times fear drove me more than sometimes, expectations of being.
You said there were 2 things.
I said, so passion and fear.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I call it the baby formula. When you got to make sure you feed the baby. You got to do what you got to do. Like, gird your loins and get in there. I'm going to go knock on doors. I'm going to get us jobs. I'm not having my guys sit. So it's just, that relentless pursuit to take care of your team, your community, and what we're doing, because we try to make an honest day's work, right? So I have gotten that T-shirt. My heart is in everything you just said, and I love that story.
Yeah, it's just, I think you got to have that. And I think it's easy to say it to somebody. I think it's really hard to resonate with some until you've been there and done that. And I know you've been there, Alan. Mm-hmm. And, it's hard to really get people to do it because they think it's easy. When we just got done talking about, you just said, I think if I'm an aspiring entrepreneur, all I heard from James was start a business, play it, get an MBA, and then sell a multi-billion-dollar company. No, it ain't like that, guys. It's just a lot harder than that.
There's no participation awards. That's so hard. Like, we're stupid enough to do it again. And it's just because, I don't know, we're stupid.
Nah.
You know, one thing that he does that's an intangible is he meets good people, and I don't know, he recognizes that. Or
How were you able to be a good partner for one of us here on the podcast? That's me. Not a good partner.
Oh, well, if you look at the other person's interest over yourself, you'll probably be doing better.
Okay.
well, that's not going to happen. All right.
All right.
Next question.
So this partnership is all about forgiveness and compromise. You're going to have to forgive me that I don't compromise. That's what this is.
Oh, there we go.
There you go.
All right, now we're talking. We're getting closer. Still no. All right, on to the next question. No, I'm kidding. This is great. Obviously, I begged Alan to come on this podcast with me 4.5 years ago. The journey's been amazing. Talking to a lot of people about the pod when people listen in, they're like, well, you guys are just a little bit different than everybody else. I'm like, absolutely. That's what I wanted, man. And I said, and if it was just me, it would be boring as, yeah, that's right. So it would not be as fun.
Oh,
Yeah. It's all right, buddy. Okay, now back to James.
Cindy, you can cut out the softness from Chris.
That was enough. Yeah, I just showed a moment of weakness, Cindy. Cut that out quickly.
Yeah.
Quickly.
The bourbon talking again. The
And get back
bourbon's
to work.
back in.
And get back to work. Damn it. Slaves, get back to work. So what is your day-to-day function right now? What are you doing?
Educating. So I've been teaching at different academies, and I go and I've been on 150 podcasts as a guest last year, really talking about AI for the rest of us. Really want to talk about demystifying it, because everyone is on a different spectrum with AI. Some think it's going to turn into the Terminator and kill us all. Some people can't live without it, and then there's other people that just, if they're honest and they just procrastinate. They're like, I don't really have time for that. Like, I don't want to learn it, or they don't want to admit that, like, they're kind of scared it might take their job or their career, or like it evokes some emotion of it. So I really want to demystify it and make it practical and tactical. So I spend a lot of time meeting with business owners, going through, and I personally still take calls with anyone interested. Like, I like to get in, be with my people, so to speak. I love it. Like, I get to learn about their business, their background. Every entrepreneur and owner has a great story about how they got into it. And I find that to be some of the most fun. So I spend a lot of time with the business owners and education.
Amen. No, I love this, man. This has been a great episode, guys. Again, pick this thing up. James Hatfield, LiveSwitch. James, how can everybody get a hold of you?
LinkedIn right now is really easy. Just go LinkedIn, look up James Hatfield, LiveSwitch, LiveSwitch, and I'll spend time with anybody who reaches out. I'll make that promise. I love meeting people.
Take it up on it, because I can tell. And honestly, don't take him up on it until I do. So get in line, everybody. James says, hey, I can't right now. I'm talking to Chris, Big Daddy Lalamia. Then you'll understand what's going on. But James, this has been awesome. I don't know if you had a chance to check our final 4 questions out, but I think you will figure this out really quickly.
Lamb on me.
All right. What is a good book you would tell everybody to read as an aspiring entrepreneur or part of our group called the Adventure Team?
Making Money is Killing Your Business. Got to read it. Everyone talks about, like, working on their business, but they don't know how. Like, I'm in my business. I don't know how to work on my business, but Making Money is Killing My Business teaches you how to freedom map and make yourself redundant. And that can be hard to do as a business owner, because, well, if I'm not around, thing ain't going to run. That's a big problem.
That's a big problem.
Because sometimes something might happen to you, and that's not a good thing. Like, so to make a business, you got to make yourself redundant. And I know that's scary as an owner, but man, what's scary to me is that if I go, my company's gone.
Yeah,
and that's not the right thing to do.
I love that.
Yep. All right. Second question. What's the favorite feature of your home?
My children and my wife, my family. Because my dad worked his tail off. I didn't get to know my dad. So when I had my first, I was like, I'm going to be present. Like, so I work in the home, and I want to be around. And it goes by, you blink, and I got teenagers. I know if I blink again, I'm gonna have grandchildren. So I don't want to miss it.
Yeah, I better not blink and have grandchildren. Or I'm gonna have kids are gonna have problems right now. But I thought he was going to say his recording studio. I thought there was going to be some cool ass recording thing, but still, man, playing the bluegrass, that's cool. All right,
I got to ask on the bluegrass. Do you actually perform anywhere besides doing it charitably?
Yeah, my daughter is very talented. She was just playing on stage with Steep Canyon Rangers. Same, if you've heard of them. Steve Martin.
Yeah,
used to play with.
Steve Martin's. That was the backup band that him and Martin Short did their group with. So
Yep.
Martin Short, Steve Martin. I'm dropping names for him right now, man. I'm killing. So great Netflix special. Martin Short, Steve Martin, and their band in the background, bluegrass, because Steve Martin plays the banjo, and he goes back with these guys, and it's the Canyon Rangers.
Steve Canyon Rangers. They're fabulous, and so
She played with them.
Yep. Her teacher.
Are you familiar with Everett's Music Barn here in Sewanee, Georgia?
I'm not.
It's kind of like the tiny Grand Ole Opry version for bluegrass, and it's been every Saturday night for 60 years, and it's in Sewanee.
Huh, that's wild.
Yeah, so Judy and I go there. You put a couple bucks in the coffee can that they've had there forever, and you hear 2 acts, and it's just awesome.
I love that. Well, maybe one day my daughter will be down there. She's got a great voice.
Check it.
Or she'll be at State Farm Arena.
Look it up.
The way she's going.
The story behind Everett's Music Barn is something, and it really makes me mad. I didn't know about it a lot sooner after living here for 30 years.
I'm starting to feel mad now.
Okay.
Yeah. And so back to anger.
You're mad. I'm talking, and you're not.
I've actually been. Yeah, I am. Really. Please, can we continue? It's about Jamie, not you. I'm kidding.
It's about you, and we know it.
All right, fine. All right. So one of the things that we love to talk about is customer service, and you're just spewing it left and right, talking about how we can help customers more. But we're kind of customer service freaks, kind of crazy about it. What's a customer service pet peeve of yours when you're out and you're the customer?
But I gotta wait. I have no pay. Amazon ruined us all. There's this thing called Amazon Prime. Like everybody listens probably. And here's the weird thing: you don't have to be an Amazon Prime user. You can wait a couple weeks for your stuff, but people don't want to wait. And when I have a problem at my house, like when the toilet wasn't working, I don't want to wait.
I get it.
I have no patience. So it's all about a rate, and it's all Amazon's fault. So like if you're a business owner and you're getting out to do your estimate, and the person it's like, oh, don't bother, I already found someone. You only lost on speed. It's because we ain't got no patience. And so
no patience, man. It's right. You're right. We are an impatient society. I've often told people who are older than us, Alan, like, hey, do you really want to go back to the old days where we had the black phones with the big long cords and you had to do shook. No, you don't. You don't want to go back to that. It's too slow. Or get slapped around by your dad going, hey, go turn the channel. But maybe that was me. I was our remote control when I was a kid. So no, I don't want to go back to that.
Who needs a remote control and you got you?
Get up there.
And when you're done with that, go get me a drink.
Get me that bourbon, boy. No, I never did that. But we only had 3 channels, so it wasn't like we were picking for much. So back in the day. All right, last question, and I love this one because we already heard one. Give us your greatest DIY nightmare story. Flame, flooding, house falling in on you, something good.
Well, having been a business owner, I remember when it's not DIY, but I remember when paint sprayers first came out, and I was like, oh, I'm going to have to buy some of those. So I went ahead and got them. I was like, I just know this is going to be a thing. So we got a couple of them, and I gave them to my guys. And just like with any new technology, and I mean, it's a new tool, we play with it first because we don't read the manual, and I don't bother asking anyone how to use it. Like, that's just how I'm wired up. I don't know about you guys.
Man talk. Hi, talking to us men.
We just, get the paint, plug it in, and go. And so we're spraying homes like it's terrible. We didn't clean it well. We were spraying roofs. It was terrible. We couldn't use the shields. Like we're rolling and brushing, and now we got to hold shields while we're on the ladder. It was awful for the first 5 homes. But then the 6th, 7th, we were getting to be really sharp with it, and the product was awesome. And then we got so fast. Sometimes we would go and we'd pick up the paint, put in the guns and go. And I would do the final walk around and check collection. And I remember getting out with one of the owners, and we're doing the final walk around, and I'm like, your house is shining like a diamond, man. It was so shiny. And I was like, oh, I know what happened. We picked up the paint, and my guys didn't look that they accidentally shot gloss. And we were painting on a cloudy day.
Oh, no.
And we could paint head to toe, like after we prep it. So you didn't know it was shining on the cloudy day. I do the walkthrough and it's sunny. So I send the team back out. I'm told the owner, I'm like, you're not going to have to watch. You're not going to have to paint this house for like 20 years. There's so much paint on this thing.
That is awesome.
I was a nonprofit that day.
Yeah, I got a nonprofit one for you. So back in the day when I first started, I did not do any pressure washing, but I needed to have that customer asked me to pressure wash the house. I said, sure. I don't do that. So I sent my subcontractor to pressure wash the house. I gave him the address, and I came out and we started doing the wood rot repair on the home. And I came out and was taking a look. I'm like, he didn't really clean this thing very well. So we're working. And the pressure washer sends me the invoice. I'm like, hey, dude, are you sure you did this? He goes, yeah. I said, I'm out here. And I said, this is back before LiveSwitch. And I sent him a picture, not through my phone because I couldn't do it through the phone, not when I started, when I got back to my house. And I said, hey, take a look at this. He goes, no, I didn't pressure wash that house. I said, well, this is the house I told you to pressure wash. He goes, oh, I pressure washed the one next to it. I'm like, uh-oh. So I go to the customer thinking I got an upsell opportunity to help them with their home. They blessed me out because we've ruined their house by pressure washing it because it was so bad the paint was just flying off. So the guy had pressure washed the wrong house. So you know what? Every time somebody gives us a DIY one, I can probably one.
Yeah, you probably
I can. All right. Hey, guys, we did it again. James Hatfield, LiveSwitch, changing lives, making things happen. Go check this software out. If you're in the home services business, I'll tell you what, I'm checking it out. It is definitely the way of the future. This is a practical AI implementation that won't even scare Alan.
No, I'm actually embracing it.
I know it.
And you can do it anywhere in the world, right?
Anywhere in the world and the universe eventually, once we get out in space. We're taking it there. I think he's ready.
You make a joke, but ET will want to call home and it won't be on telephony.
That's right. It's going to be on LiveSwitch. He's going to do the video. He's coming through it. James Hatfield from Asheville, North Carolina. Thanks so much for coming on the show, guys. Keep making it a great day. Make it a great week. We'll see you next week on the pod. Go check us out. Tell your friends. We got to go.
Cheers, everybody.
Thank you for listening to this episode of the Small Business Safari. Remember, your positive attitude will help you achieve that higher altitude you're looking for in the wild world of small business ownership. And until next time, make it a great day.